Did, looking at the purchases which we have, it appears that you purchased 3 MacBook Professional computer apps and apps for those computers, additional memory cards for those computers, and 3 Promise Pegasus hard drive systems and 3 iPads.
That is correct.
Was all of this used for the film?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you tell Elizabeth about these purchases before you made them?
Absolutely, yes. We needed, not only that, I sent emails to Elizabeth saying, the line producer in Mexico, Eduardo Bertis, wants me to get this specific product. I need to get the Pegasus towers because we need them. She goes, go and get them.
Okay. So it's your testimony that you sent Elizabeth Terrio an email specifically stating that you were going to buy this equipment.
Yes.
Okay.
If he doesn't give it to you, I will provide it for you.
Okay. Have you ever seen an email of that nature? Okay. Will you look for it? I would like any email that is sent to Elizabeth Terrio which says I am buying specific equipment for the film. All right? And did Elizabeth Terrio approve of those purchases before?
Of course, I wouldn't buy anything if it wasn't approved by her.
Okay. And the only thing you're presently in possession of is?
It's just 1 computer
and 1
iPad.
Okay. And is it your testimony that you gave 2 other iPads to 2 of the archaeologists?
To the archaeologists in Mexico, yes.
Which archaeologists?
Ramon Carrasco.
Both of them to him?
Yes, sir.
He needed 2 iPads.
I give it to him, whether he needs it or not. Those were gifts for the archaeologists.
And it's your testimony that Elizabeth Terrio told you to give those 2 iPads to Carrasco?
Yes. Not only that, she even told me, I said, I have to bring her something else. Maybe a bottle of
her.
Elizabeth says to me, why don't you bring him something else? I said, well, maybe I go to Costco and get a freaking bottle of Dom Perignon or Cristal and bring it to them. She says, yeah, you should do that. But I didn't do that. I didn't want to spend more money on that. I said, we got enough, just a couple of computers. It's a good present in good faith for giving us access to all these incredible things, you know.
Okay. And do you have an email where where Elizabeth Terrio told you to give the 2 iPads to Carrasco?
I don't know if I had an email like that, but I have emails saying we have to give them, buy a couple of some gifts for the archaeologists.
I haven't seen those emails. Have you seen those, Mr. Diaz?
Not to my recollection.
Okay. Can you look for those and give them to Mr. Diaz?
Sure.
What Social Security number did you use with regard to the iPhone that was delivered to Ms. Terrio?
Objection. That's privacy. Internal Revenue Code. Privacy. Don't answer.
You think it's confidential? His Social Security number is confidential? You bought an iPhone for R&E Entertainment, for R&E Productions. What tax or Social Security number was used for the purchase of that?
Objection.
Okay.
Internal Revenue Code, privacy.
All right, so you're instructing him not to answer.
I'm instructing him not to answer.
You're not answering on that basis. You're not going to tell me what Social Security number you used to buy the iPhone for R&E Productions. Say no. Say no, you're not going to tell me.
I don't even, you answer if you want, but I'm making the objection.
I told Elizabeth, I need to get a cell phone because my experience with cell phones in Latin America is pretty crazy. At that time, I had a bill that was almost $7,000 from calling her every day and calling, Ed Elbert.
I'm
answering your question if you want my answer.
It's not answering my question.
Yes, it is answering your question.
My question is, what Social Security or tax ID number did you use when you purchased the iPhone?
I'm sorry,
what Social Security or tax ID number did you use when you purchased a cell phone for R&E Productions, LLC.
Objection foundation.
All you have to do is tell me what, either refuse to tell me, or tell me the tax number or the Social Security number.
I want to object to foundation also. There's been no testimony that he used
You can
one.
object all you want. Either instruct him or not. Tell him not to answer me or
I
move
never
on.
saw the phone.
Doesn't make any difference whether you saw it. You purchased it, and when you purchased it, you used a Social Security number in order to purchase
No,
that
sir.
phone.
And now you're telling him
No,
what
you don't use it.
What did you use?
I don't know, but the idea is there's no evidence here. You
I'm
never asked
asking him,
if
what
he
did you use?
You didn't ask him if he used a Social Security number.
Well, I know he
so
used
you're
it.
assuming it.
Are
You
you
have
going
no
to answer me
foundation.
which, are you going to answer? I'm not going to argue with you. You're wasting our time.
No.
Are you going to answer the question, what Social Security number did you use when you purchased an iPhone for R&E Productions, LLC? Yes or no?
Same as the objections.
You're instructing him not to answer.
Confidentiality.
You're instructing him not to
Privacy,
answer. You don't have to
Internal
tell me.
Revenue Code.
You don't have to tell me. You can
I'm
raise
telling
all
her.
of it.
She's the one that's taking it down.
You can raise all of this
And you're
afterward.
not
All
the
you have to do is make an
arbitrator.
objection. Sir, all you have to do is make the
I
objection.
made the objection.
Then you can
And
argue
every
it when
time
you
you
go to
ask
the
it, I'm gonna
arbitrator.
make the same
I can't take
objection.
You're talking at the same time.
Look, can we get some simple rules down? I'm going to allow you to say object, and then you know what? You can raise any objection you want at a later time. You can be as creative as you want to be. All you have to do is say object, tell him not to answer, and we'll move on. You don't have to give me a speech each time. You don't have to raise 15 things. You have the right to raise that when a motion is made to compel him to answer. You have the right to raise all of those objections. You don't have to say it now. It's preserved for you. That's how the civil code works. That's how the Code of Civil Procedure works in depositions. You make the objection, and all of your objections are preserved. If you have any legal basis, you win. So you don't have to say it each time. Are you going to answer my question?
Hold on. You're not going to just talk and then I'm not going to respond to you. I don't need you to lecture me, number one.
Apparently you do.
I don't need you to lecture me. I've been doing this 20 years, and I know when my client is being harassed, I'm going to make objections, and every time you ask him the same question, I'm going to remake the objection. And if you don't want me to say any more, then don't make a big scene out of it.
All I asked was, what Social Security number did you use when you purchased the iPhone for R&E Productions? Give me a number or tell me you're not going to answer. That's all I'm asking. Am I being really argumentative or unpleasant
That's
about
just a
this
freaking
question?
cell phone, you know.
That's not the
I
question.
made the objection.
There's a question. You either answer it or decide not to answer.
Johnny, let me just tell him that, okay? It's not.
Well, I don't care.
I got a cell phone on. I don't know if it was under my previous account, my present account that I have with Verizon, because I have an account with them. So if Verizon says, why don't we just add it to your account to your bill in a separate account that doesn't interfere with your current your current account, and they added it to my account. I was going to transfer it to R&E Productions because I didn't have R&E Productions didn't have enough or sufficient credit to get the cell phone. So instead, I got it and I put it under my account for the time being, and the address I gave was the business address. It was.
Didn't ask it, the address.
I asked for the Social Security.
There is no Social Security. It was my.
So when they added to your account, it would have been opened up in your personal name in your
No.
account.
No.
What name was it opened up in?
I said this phone is going to be for R&E Productions. I'm just going to transfer it later to R&E.
But for the time being, it was in your personal.
No, sir. It was R&E Productions.
You know what-
Verizon opened a different account under R&E Productions.
Verizon didn't put it on your personal.
No, sir.
They opened a separate account
Yes,
for
sir.
Arnie. And did you give them a tax ID number or Social Security number?
I gave him a tax ID number.
You didn't give them a Social Security.
No, I don't remember giving him any Social Security number.
Okay, what tax ID number did you give them?
Mine, personal tax ID for my business, for
personal tax
my
ID.
production, yes.
And are you aware that the account was later shut down because it was a false ID number?
The account wasn't shut down, sir. I personally deactivated the account, sir. I am the one that called Verizon, for your information, and I said, I never got the phone. You guys didn't deliver me the phone because they keep sending me bills for $1,000 on that cell phone, and I have the proof. I said, I never got this phone. You guys shipped it to Tiburon, California, and I never got it. Oh, I thought we shipped it to your house in Woodland Hills. I said, no, I never got the phone.
You have copies of
Sure,
phone bills?
I got copies.
Sorry, do you have copies
Of phone bills from Verizon in the thousands of dollars.
Yes,
We supply them to your council,
sure.
and you'll supply them to me, Mr. Diaz. Thank you.
So I was the one who shut down the account, and they determined that it was a fraudulent. The person who received the phone, they determined that it was the person who was supposed to return the phone, and I informed Elizabeth, you need to return that cell phone back to Verizon.
You send her an email?
I told her in person. She says, I want you to, you need to get on the phone with me so we can activate the phone. I said, activate it for what? You were supposed to return it. I already report the phone is stolen because I never received it. You have the phone, you are.
What's it? The phone that R&E Productions, LLC, paid for, which was delivered to Elizabeth Terrio, and you knew it was delivered to Elizabeth.
Of course.
Terrio. You then reported to Verizon that that was a stolen phone?
Because they were supposed to ship it to me.
But that's not stolen.
Okay,
That means they shipped it to the wrong
Sir,
place.
I need to have
you
a second one.
reported-
No, let me just tell you.
I'm sorry.
You reported it as stolen?
Sir,
Taking a break.
Okay, take a break.
We're going off the record at 2:49.